John F. Kennedy was born into a wealthy and influential family, but he did not let his privilege stop him from pursuing his own path. He graduated from Harvard University in 1940 and wanted to join the U.S. Navy, despite having a bad back that could have disqualified him. He used his connections to get into the Naval Reserve and joined the Office of Naval Intelligence. But Kennedy was not satisfied with working behind a desk. He wanted to see action and make a difference in the war against Japan. He volunteered for the Motor Torpedo Boat Squadron Training Center and became the commanding officer of PT-109, a small and fast boat that carried torpedoes and machine guns. On the night of August 1 to 2, 1943, Kennedy and his crew were patrolling the waters near the Solomon Islands, looking for enemy ships. Suddenly, a Japanese destroyer appeared out of the darkness and rammed PT-109, cutting it in half. 2 of Kennedy's men were killed instantly and several others were injured. Kennedy himself was thrown across the deck and hit his already injured back. The survivors clung to the wreckage of PT-109, hoping to be rescued. But no one knew where they were and the Japanese were still nearby. Kennedy decided to swim to a nearby island with a life jacket strap clenched between his teeth. He towed one of his wounded crewmen, Patrick McMahon, who was badly burned. After reaching the island, Kennedy swam back to the wreckage and brought more survivors to shore. He then led his men to another island that had coconut trees and fresh water. He carved a message on a coconut shell and gave it to 2 native islanders who agreed to take it to an Australian coast watcher. The message read, "Noro ISL Commander, Native Nose POSIT, HE Can Pilot, 11 Alive, NEED Small BOAT Kennedy." 6 days after their ordeal began, Kennedy and his crew were finally rescued by a PT boat that was sent by the Coast Watcher. Kennedy's bravery and leadership earned him the Navy and Marine Corps Medal, the Purple Heart, and the admiration of his men and fellow officers. Kennedy's experience in the Navy shaped his character and his vision for the future. He later said, "Any man who may be asked in this century what he did to make his life worthwhile, I think can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy." He went on to become a congressman, a senator, and the 35th President of the United States. He faced many challenges and crises during his presidency, such as the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Civil Rights Movement, and the space race. He inspired millions of Americans and people around the world with his charisma, courage, and idealism. He once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." He lived by those words until his tragic assassination on November 22, 1963 in Dallas, Texas. John F. Kennedy was a hero who overcame adversity, served his country with honor, and left a lasting legacy of hope and progress.